The five elders in the One Piece series were introduced as the pinnacle of the world government. They held absolute authority over the world government and could command even the admirals and fleet admirals. After Imu was revealed, it became clear that even these superior beings had a superior from whom they took orders. However, with the latest One Piece chapter, the situation seems much more dire. The five elders who are deemed to be untouchable may be much less than subordinates of Imu. They may actually only be mere pawns, expendable at Imu's whim, and Chapter 1125 shows just that, as it uses Saint J. Garcia Saturn as an example. But just how expendable are they? The role of the five elders in One Piece, their grip on authority. As many do not know of Imu's existence, the five elders serve as the pinnacle of the world government. They rule the world from Mary Joies and instruct the navy on what to do. Unlike the admirals and other lesser members of the world government, the five elders are much more involved in cover-ups and destruction than in upholding justice. Throughout the series, the five elders have been involved in the destruction of Ohara, the eradication of many unique species, and the silent cover-ups of the Void Century. By their actions, fans initially thought the five elders were the true behind-the-scenes rulers of the One Piece world, but like always, Oda changed the narrative. The five elders, power players, or mere pawns, supreme powers serving a greater authority. From the first time the five elders were portrayed bowing to Imu, who sat upon the empty throne, the fanbase speculated on many theories. The five elders were still seen as individuals who held utmost power, only that they served someone else. However, these five elders may have no authority of their own whatsoever. Unlike characters like Aokiji and Garp, who could defy the world government and run away, or get away with it. The five elders seem the exact opposite. They function as a body of individuals who cannot defy Imu. This makes the existence of betrayal impossible, and by extension, free will, highly questionable. The five elders have many abilities that point towards their power being from a single source. If truly from Imu, it means the average pirate has more free will than any of the five elders. Which in turn makes them akin to mere pawns who cannot even rebel. Imu's wrath. How easily can the five elders be replaced? The battle between the five elders and the Straw Hat Pirates resulted in a total victory for the pirates. Many had thought that at best, the pirates would manage to tie. The Straw Hats won not as a measure of strength but by the involvement of the giants and Emmett, the giant robot. Moreover, by a twist of fate and luck, they rescued Jewelry Bonnie and prevented Vegapunk's death. This apparent defeat of the entire world government resulted in the elders incurring Imu's wrath. But her wrath was focused on a single person, the warrior god of science and defense, former Saint J. Garcia Saturn. Saturn undeniably bore the brunt of Imu's wrath, as he had defied her orders and let scientists study the ancient robot rather than outrightly discard it. This allowed the robot the opportunity to foil her plans in the future, and it certainly did. Discarding Saturn in anger, Imu replaced him with Saint Figal and Garling. Looking at how easily Imu replaced him provokes the thought of how easily the elders can be replaced. The answer is most likely, not as easily as she made it look. At the very least, Saturn had served Imu 200 years prior to the current timeline, as he was around when Emmett attacked and had considerable power and say even then. Whether or not the five elders' abilities stem from Imu or mythical Zoans, replacing Saturn with Garling shows that, at the very least, only a capable individual can be promoted to an elder. And if she is to be promoted, they would need the necessary base power to do so. Moreover, if Imu could always promote Figal and Garling to the status of an elder, why didn't the five elders become the six elders all this while? If Imu's power is shared with the elders, then perhaps she can only grant power to five individuals at a time. The future of the five elders, survival or sacrificial. With recent events, it can be concluded that the five elders are indeed dispensable. However, finding suitable replacements won't be all that easy. A suitable member of the five elders would have to be a lot of things, and those qualities can't be found in every average Joe. The future of the five elders heavily depends on how Imu plans to take over the world, and for the most part, they'll be needed for Imu's plans. Their strength may be insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but to indoctrinate the people and control the world government, Imu would need figureheads as representatives while she remains in the shadows. During an all-out war, the five elders may be sacrificed for Imu's cause, and if Imu wins the war, a new batch may be created to once again stand as representatives. After all, individuals perish, but ideology